Eamonn Kelly, Deloitte is out with its 2015 Business Trends Report. And one of the biggest trends you're seeing is no ownership companies growing. So does that mean we should be on the lookout for things like Uber and Airbnb to take over the entire economy?
Perhaps not the entire economy. The ability of a company to activate assets that it doesn't own, doesn't even control, is definitely growing. The examples you're giving there are sometimes referred to as the sharing economy, where basically assets that are sitting unused, people's houses or their cars sitting for 94% of the time in their driveway, can suddenly be put back into productive economic activity. And the companies that act as the intermediaries there and enable that to happen through digital connectivity, boy, they're going to go, and it's going to go into other parts of the economy for sure.
Well, in the book, you talk about companies going from self-contained corporations to business ecosystems. Can you expand on that?
Sure. This is one of the longest standing trends in business for about 80 years, has been, listen, 70 years ago, it was not unusual for an automobile company to own the sand pits, to make the glass, to manufacture the windows to put into the cars. Today, that would seem ridiculous. Over the last 30 years, we've seen outsourcing, we've seen business services coming in, and from the outside, we've seen increasingly sophisticated supply chains being put together. Basically, we're getting better and better and better at creating value through relationships as opposed to having to own everything. And so, yeah, this is the future. This is where the economy's heading.
So how can old school companies, because they're going to be around for a while, take advantage of these new business ecosystems, the sharing economy?
Well, many of them are already taking care of, participating in ecosystems. For example, a lot of food distributors, producers, retailers, processors are working with NGOs and governments to really concentrate on how can we enhance food safety and globalize food safety and food availability. And that's great for business, but it's something they're doing collaboratively as well as competitively. Some of those are very, very old companies, but they're doing very smart things and they're creating extra value as a consequence.
And what about investors? How can they take advantage of the business trends that you cite in the report?
Well, I'm not an investment advisor, obviously, but what I would be inclined to do is say, the interesting thing is that some of the companies you're naming, they're creating platforms on which other people can do business. There's not that many platforms in each part of the economy. We all know the household names. 4 of the 5 largest businesses in the world today are essentially platform businesses. I would look to where the platforms are and spot who's winning, because there's normally 1 or 2 platforms and they're going to have huge impact in the future.
All right, thanks a lot for coming on.
Thank you, Greg. Pleasure.
Thank you for watching The Street.